Everyone thought she was just a TikTok star until the truth came out. The girl with the ring light, Amira's world revolved around her phone screen. She had her ring light, her tripod, and the small bedroom that served as her stage. Every evening, neighbors could hear muffled music through her thin walls, Afrobeats, Amapiano, or whatever was trending on TikTok. Then, the next morning, her videos would flood timelines. In just 2 years, she had gone from a regular Lagos University graduate with no job to a TikTok sensation with millions of followers. People admired her hustle online but mocked her offline. To them, she was unserious. Look at her, Mama Kudi, the food seller downstairs. Would gossip. Dancing every day when her mates are getting married or working in banks. The young men in the compound sneered whenever they saw her rushing inside with bags of deliveries, ring lights, microphones, backdrops. She thinks say no influencer life go feed her forever. They laughed, but Amira never answered. She wasn't arrogant, just careful. She knew that every glance, every whisper, was proof that nobody saw her as more than a pretty face who danced. And maybe that was fine, because behind the locked doors of her one-room apartment, she was building something that none of them could imagine. Late at night, when the compound slept, she cleared her TikTok setup and pushed it aside. Then the real work began. Her table was stacked with wires, solar cells, small circuits, and notebooks filled with formulas. Amira had graduated top of her class in electrical engineering, but job opportunities were scarce. Rather than complain, she had turned to social media, not only to survive but to secretly fund her true passion, creating a cheap, portable solar energy system that could work even in the poorest homes. Her neighbors saw a TikToker. But she saw herself as a builder of light, yet the truth remained hidden. Until the blackout. It was a Friday night in July. The air was heavy with heat, mosquitoes buzzed in the shadows, and children played football in the street while women shouted for them to come inside. Suddenly, boom! The transformer outside sparked, and the entire street was swallowed in darkness. Ah! Children screamed, "Nipper don't take light again." The men shouted, the street filled with noise. Mothers brought out lanterns, fathers searched for candles, and those who had generators began dragging them out. Soon, the neighborhood was filled with the roar of machines and the smell of petrol, except for one apartment. Amira's window glowed. At first, nobody noticed. But as the heat grew unbearable, eyes turned toward her flat. Her room was lit up with a steady, white brightness, not the shaky flicker of candlelight. "No wa-oh," muttered one man, squinting. "She get light. Maybe she dey use inverter," another replied, but no sound of Genhao. By then, curiosity was boiling. The neighbors gathered outside her door, whispering, knocking, daring one another to ask. Finally, Mama Kudi banged on the wood. "Amira, open this door. Which kind magic be this one? Abi you wan leave all of us for darkness?" The door creaked open, and there she was. No makeup, no TikTok smile, just Amira in an oversized hoodie, her face glowing under the white light. "You people need light?" she asked quietly. They exchanged glances. "Of course we need." Someone snapped. "Everywhere is dark, but your own room they shine." Amira hesitated. For a moment, she considered lying, saying it was an inverter or a borrowed battery. But she was tired of hiding. With a deep breath, she pushed the door wider. The neighbors gasped. Her tiny room looked nothing like the TikTok girl's bedroom they had imagined. The ring light and backdrop were shoved into one corner, but the rest of the space was transformed into what looked like a laboratory. Wires snaked across the walls, a laptop hummed on the table. And at the center was a strange device pulsing with energy, connected to sleek batteries. "This is my prototype," she said softly. "A portable solar energy converter. It stores power during the day and releases it at night, even without direct sunlight." The neighbor stood frozen, mouths open. "Prototype? As in, you built this?" One man stammered, Yes, Amira replied. I've been working on it for 2 years. My TikTok money is what funded it. The crowd buzzed with disbelief all this time. We thought you were just a dancer. And this girl no scientist. Chai. We no. That night, Amira ran an extension cord outside. Families plugged in fans, charged phones, and powered bulbs. For the first time, the street had light during a blackout, thanks to the girl they had laughed at. News travels fast in Lagos. By the next morning, the story had already spread. The TikTok girl with the magic light became the talk of the market, the churches, even the radio stations. Journalists arrived, asking for interviews. At first, Amira resisted, afraid her work wasn't ready for the world. But the demand was unstoppable. Within weeks, she received an invitation to present her invention at a national clean energy conference. Standing backstage, she remembered all the times she had been mocked, underestimated, dismissed. She took a deep breath, then stepped into the spotlight, this time not to dance, but to speak. The hall was packed with scientists, politicians, and investors. Cameras flashed as she placed her device on the podium. Entertainment paid my bills, she began, her voice steady, but innovation is my purpose. People thought I was just a TikTok star. They didn't know I was also an engineer, using what little I had to build something for the future. She explained how her system worked, cheap, portable, and capable of powering small homes without expensive installations. As she spoke, murmurs of awe rippled through the audience. By the time she finished, the hall erupted in applause. That day marked the beginning of a new chapter in Amira's life. Brands reached out not only to sponsor her videos but to fund her research. NGOs offered partnerships. Universities invited her to mentor students. She became proof that sometimes, greatness wears disguises, and that social media fame can hide a deeper, world-changing truth. Back in her compound, the same neighbors who once mocked her now spoke her name with pride. Children pointed at her door and whispered, "That's the woman who gave us light." And Amira. She kept dancing on TikTok, but now, when people watched her smile on screen, they didn't just see an influencer. They saw a girl who turned laughter into light, and who proved that sometimes, the truth is brighter than anyone expects. Please like, comment, share and subscribe for interesting stories like this. Thank you.